Hi there! I'm a guy with the pineapple puppy, and today I'm doing a challenge. Can you beat Super Mario Odyssey without getting any of Toadette's Moons? No. No, you can't. Alright, let me explain. For those of you that haven't played the game, why are you watching the video? But Super Mario Odyssey is a fun 3D adventure where you team up with Cappy and travel across the world to stop Bowser. After you defeat Bowser and save the princess, you unlock the Mushroom Kingdom where Toadette resides. Toadette essentially acts as achievements for the game, keeping track of different things and rewarding you with moons for completing certain goals. Originally, I was going to try and beat the game without getting any of Toadette's moons, but sadly, I don't think that's possible for me. In order to even get to Toadette, you have to unlock the Mushroom Kingdom, which doesn't unlock until you save the princess. And guess what Toadette's first moon is? That means you have to get to Toadette without beating the game, which is kinda not possible. And if it is, I'm not skilled enough to do that. I did have an idea though. Warp paintings have the ability to take you to different kingdoms, and in the Luncheon Kingdom there's a warp painting that takes you to the Mushroom Kingdom. However, the painting takes you to Yoshi's house, which is far from the mainland. If we could jump from Yoshi's house to the main island, we could potentially get to Toadette without beating the game. And hey, it looks like this jump has been done before, so what could go wrong? Two things. The first is that Nintendo was smart and put an invisible wall, blocking this jump from being done. In the video I just showed you, the jump was done using a glitch that has since been patched. Plus, in order to do the glitch, you have to have unlocked the Mushroom Kingdom anyway, so that wouldn't have worked. The second is that to even get to Yoshi's house, you need to get to the Luncheon Kingdom, which is one of the final kingdoms in the story. Getting there takes a lot of moons, and Toadette's second moon is getting 100 power moons. It takes 124 moons to beat the game, meaning that we have to get at least 2 of Toadette's moons. So today, instead of going for none of her moons, we're going as low as we can in a minimal Toadette Moons run of Super Mario Odyssey. Also, don't forget, I suck at video games, so this is not the definitive way of doing the challenge, this is just how I did it personally. So, how does the run work? It's pretty self-explanatory. We need to beat the game and talk to Toadette with only 2 of her many achievements completed. There are 60 in total, meaning we have to avoid 58 other achievements. Some of these achievements are very easy to not get, such as the moons for touching moon rocks. Others are a bit harder, such as Jump 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 and Fly Cappy Fly, which are moons for jumping and throwing Cappy, the 2 main actions in the game. The required number to achieve the achievement is very high though, taking 5,000 Cappy throws and 10,000 jumps, so as long as you don't go crazy, you should be fine. The main goal of the challenge is to not get the achievement, so it's okay if you jump. If you jump 0 times or jump 9,999 times, it doesn't matter as long as you don't get the moon. Then some others are major problems that limit everything you can do. For example, Checkpoint Flagger is achieved when you activate 40 checkpoint flags, meaning unless you keep count, you'll want to avoid most checkpoint flags to avoid getting the moon, which can be really inconvenient if you die. That's not even the worst of it though, as there were 3 types of achievements that cause the most problems. The first is Loaded with Coins, which you get after collecting 1,000 coins. This is a pretty easy moon to get, meaning it's going to be really hard to avoid it. Keeping track of all the coins you have can also get pretty hard, considering when you die, you lose 10 coins. The best course of action is to just avoid all the coins, which is a whole challenge of its own. The second problem is the moon Capturing Novus, which you get after capturing 20 capture targets, meaning your capture targets are very limited. But that shouldn't be hard. I've seen videos of people beating the game with 3 capture targets. While that is true, those runs tend to use the 2-player mode, which I'm not good enough to do by myself. This means you should be careful with every capture target and don't use them unless you need to. The hardest type is all the achievements involving collecting moons. Out of 60, 38 of Toadette's achievements are about collecting power moons, so the way you collect every power moon is important. For example, you can grow seeds to collect power moons, but if you collect 5, that's an achievement. This means you need to keep track of how you capture every single moon. It could take just 1 wrong moon to get an achievement, and if we do get that achievement, we'll have to start the entire game over. With all that said, let's get rolling! We start the game as usual, befriending Cappy and heading inside the tower. And yeah, I know it's possible to jump up the tower without capturing the frog, but I gave up. As long as you avoid the coins, everything goes normal here. Beat Topper and capture the Spark Pylon for our second capture. Up next is the Cascade Kingdom. We capture the Chain Chomp to get the first moon, the dinosaur to skip to the top, and Brood's Chain Chomp to take her down. With that done, there's just 1 more moon to get, but there's an easy moon to grab near the Odyssey. Although this is going pretty well so far, we've already captured 5 targets, so we'll need to be more careful when it comes to those. Besides that, this is going pretty well. What could ruin it? The Sand Kingdom starts off simple enough. Although a few coins wouldn't hurt, I decided not to go for any story moons here due to some coins blocking the way. Thankfully, the Sand Kingdom can be completed without any story moons. Head to the village and climb on the roof for your first power moon. Enter the pipe to get your first ground pound moon of the game. Once you exit the pipe, wait for the bird to fly by, being our first bird moon. You'll then head over to the nearby hill to get a second ground pound moon. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to be going over every single moon in this video. That would be boring for me and boring for you. I'll only be bringing up moons we get in methods that we need to keep track of. For example, here is a Sphinx who asks us a question. One of Toadette's moons is answering 3 questions from a Sphinx, so we'll want to keep track of that. This Sphinx also gives us access to a treasure chest moon, which we'll also need to count as we can't go above 14, or else we'll get an achievement. The Sand Kingdom is where we get our 6th capture target with the Bullet Bill, who we use to get 4 more moons. We collect 2 more ground pound moons, as well as 1 from collecting music notes, and the final moon from Koopa walking. Next, I headed to the Lake Kingdom. As soon as you land, there's a ground pound moon on your left, and a music notes moon in the water. We'll collect our 7th capture target here, the Zipper. And yes, while I know you can't jump from this wall to skip this, I gave up. But capturing the Zipper means we can get 2 moons from this bonus area and 1 moon from this pathway, which is the final moon we collect in the Lake Kingdom. All the other moons are pretty easy to find. Next is the Wooded Kingdom. In this first area here, you can chase down the rabbit for your first rabbit moon and break this rock for another moon. Once you're done with that, do not talk to the Sphinx. Instead, head towards the Odyssey and walk on the wall to get up here. The uproot is going to be our 8th capture target. I tried to beat this level without the uproot, but I gave up. We used the uproot to get 8 moons, so it was definitely worth it. A few things to note here. This is one of the first levels where you may want to use your limited checkpoints. Falling into the abyss means you'll get sent to the secret area with the dinosaur, and getting out will send you back by the Odyssey, so warping the checkpoints is helpful. We also did some story moons here. I killed the piranha plant for 1 moon and defeated Spirit for a multi-moon. With that, the Wooded Kingdom is done. The next kingdom is the Cloud Kingdom, but with no moons, coins, captures, or anything, there is nothing to worry about except the giant evil turtle who wants to kill us. The Lost Kingdom is a breeze too. On your way to saving Cappy, there are 3 power moons you can get before saving him. There's 2 ground pound moons you can grab and 1 2D moon. While you could just not grab the 2D moon was easier to get without taking damage. Next up is everyone's favorite kingdom, the Metro Kingdom, which isn't looking too good, so it looks like we're gonna have to be heroes. After passing the construction site, under and inside is a moon, though it's blocked by coins. Since we've been doing good with our coins though, just grabbing these ones won't hurt. In the interior hall, there's a secret treasure chest moon just before the Mecha Wiggler fight. While I'm sure there is a way to do this without Sherm, I'm just gonna use him as capture number 9. Once the city regains its former glory, there's a ground pound moon by jumping on the corpse of the Mecha Wiggler, as well as our first Captain Toad moon. Yep, we are limited from saying hi to our dear friend Captain Toad. On the main road, there's a bonus room that contains 2 moons. To get the second moon, you'll have to capture a Bullet Bill, which we did back in the Sand Kingdom, so go right ahead. Climb to the top of the skyscraper for a moon and jump towards the cafe for another. Lastly, I did try to do Jump Up Superstar, but to get to the sewers requires you to capture the manhole cover. So we won't be having that festival right now, especially since we don't know how many more captures we'll need. It's still worth it to find the 4 musicians though, since they each give you a moon. Next, I chose the Seaside Kingdom. We collect the music notes for a moon and talk to our second Sphinx to get another treasure chest moon. One of the story moons requires us to enter an underwater segment to enter the lighthouse. However, Mario won't be able to hold his breath long enough to make the entire trip. We could just capture a Cheep Cheep to finish the entire thing, but instead we're gonna risk Mario's life. Once you get past these 3 Cheep Cheeps, look to your left. Grab the moon, then warp back to the Odyssey. Instead of the Cheep Cheep, we'll be grabbing the Gusher as our 10th capture target. Not only will the Gusher help us get certain moons, but water from a Gusher can speed up how fast a seed grows. Grab the 4 seeds around the kingdom and plant them. Use the Gusher to speed up their growth and you have 4 moons. However, the Toadette achievement for collecting moons by seeds is 5. And since we just did 4, getting moons using seeds is not an option for the rest of the game. Welcome to the Snow Kingdom. Say hi to Captain Toad and head on down. Here, you need to collect power moons to open the barrier. However, there's a bit of a problem. While the first power moon in this area can be ground pounded to grab, the second power moon caused a bit of a problem. To get the moon to appear, we have to get rid of all these spinies. Jumping on them doesn't work, and Cappy isn't much help. The game wants us to capture the Typhoons to blow them away, but considering the next kingdom has 5 potential capture targets, we kinda need to start saving. That means that barrier is not getting open, so we'll have to look around this area for all the moons we need. Thankfully, we get 2 moons, including a treasure chest moon from 2 sub-areas, and 1 moon from this area, since you have to capture Goombas for that second moon, which we can't do. Making the jump up here is another treasure chest moon and a ground pound moon, which allows us to leave. The Luncheon Kingdom was definitely one of the hardest kingdoms next to the Sand Kingdom. After landing, climb on the roof of the Odyssey and head up there for your first timer challenge moon. You can stay up there and grab 2 more moons. Then go fight Spewart for another moon. There's a secret area you can complete for 2 moons. Then you can enter the village, where we kinda got desperate for moons. Some moons are easy, such as 2 ground pound moons or the stew moon, but after that, finding moons was a bit hard. I ended up resorting to coins. Since we've been doing good with our coins so far, I ended up just using that. You can buy 1 power moon from the store, and play slots to get another moon. Using purple coins, you can buy the chef's outfit to get you access to a secret area. Here we capture the lava ball as capture number 11, and get 2 moons. Using the lava ball, we access this area where we capture the forks as capture number 12 for these last 2 moons. The Ruined Kingdom, just like the Cloud Kingdom, only contains a boss fight, except here we do get a multi-moon. Inside Bowser's Kingdom, the majority of the moons can be found while going through the story, meaning a Pokeo is used as our 13th capture target. However, you do need to find 2 more moons, but they're very easy to find. One can be found by sticking your beak inside this hole, and another can be found up here, just before the spike pylon. The Moon Kingdom is the point of the game where we no longer collect moons, which is a relief. Capture targets are still a concern though. We captured Dry Bones as number 14 and Bonsai Bill as number 15 to get across some gaps in the lava section. While we could skip them if we did do the moon skip, I didn't even try that one. I'm so bad in fact that this part of the level scared me. While the first row of rolling rocks was easy to avoid, this second one was giving me some problems. I thought we'd have to use the charging shuck to get past here, but you can simply wall shimmy to avoid them all. Fight Madame Brute again, interrupt a lovely wedding reception, beat up the groom, and destroy the moon. Our 16th and final capture target is none other than Bowser himself. And after skipping the final cutscene, we beat the game and unlock the Mushroom Kingdom. It's time for the moment of truth. Let me get to... okay. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm so scared. Here we go. Hiya Mario, looks like you've been on another great adventure. Hope you don't mind, I've been traveling the world, keeping track of your... Why didn't you help me then? I've also got power moons to give you as rewards for those achievements. Oh hey, you've already completed Rescue Princess Peach, congrats. Okay, that's 1. Yeah. Okay. In case you need it, I'll be here if you want to get some achievements. Power Moon Knight, right? Oh god. Okay. Oh god. That should be it. That's it. That's it! Hey, that's it! We did it! Hey, we did it! Okay. Who knew not getting achievements could be such an achievement? We managed to beat the game while only collecting 2 of Toadette's Moons. 1 for rescuing Princess Peach and 1 for collecting over 100 Power Moons. Out of 20 capture targets, we only used 16. Out of 15 ground pound moons, we used 12. Oddly enough, despite talking to the Sphinxes, we got 0 out of 3, so that's weird. Maybe we picked the wrong ones to talk to? Maybe that's a post-game thing? I don't really know what happened there. 3 out of 40 checkpoint flags, 304 out of 1,000 coins, 1,516 out of 10,000 jumps, and 653 Cappy throws. To celebrate our victory, we head back, capture 1 manhole cover, and play Jump Up Superstar. It turns out we could have done it this whole time. This challenge was absolutely amazing. Super Mario Odyssey is a game I loved, but for the past few years, I've had no desire to play it. Every kingdom was explored and there really wasn't much to find or do. However, this challenge allowed me to re-experience the game in a whole new way, and reminded me why this is one of Mario's greatest adventures. If you're like me and haven't played Odyssey in a while, I highly recommend you give this challenge a try. Especially since you can probably do a lot better than I did. Before we end the video though, I have some people I want to thank. I want to thank YouTuber Small Ant for his Mario Odyssey speedrun guide videos, which were a big help in finding which moons I could grab quickly. Ironically, he also starts those videos off by saying
Hi there, I'm Small Ant1.
So that was cool. I want to thank YouTuber GameChamp3000 for being one of my favorite Nintendo YouTubers, and whose Super Mario Odyssey without jumping video was a huge inspiration for this one. Both of their channels are in the description. I also want to thank absolutely every single person who watched me do this challenge live on stream. I really appreciate it. Oh, and finally, I want to thank you for watching. And don't forget, no matter how weird you are, you'll never be as weird as a guy with a pineapple puppy.
And we'll grab and fly together, the fireworks are gonna start. Oddly enough, despite talking to the Sphinxes, we got 0 out of 3, so that's weird. Maybe we picked the wrong ones to talk to? Maybe that's a post-game thing? I don't really know what happened there.
Hi, I'm a guy with the pineapple puppy from the future, and I'm here to actually explain this. You see, in Super Mario Odyssey, after you beat the game, you can go back to the Sphinxes and talk to them, and they'll ask you additional questions. So this achievement is for talking to all the Sphinxes and getting their additional extra questions after you beat the game, which we didn't do here, which is why it's at 0. So you guys can delete all the mean comments telling me how wrong I am because I addressed my mistake, okay? We can delete them all now? Great, thanks guys.